Hello, and welcome to the Embassy of Ireland in Sofia for our celebration of St. Patrick's Day 2022. Viva Chuirde, Céad Míle Fáilte roimh go léir, agus beannacht lá féile pádraig. Stravete. On our National Day, I would like to send a special greeting to our Bulgarian friends and to the Irish community for whom Bulgaria is home. Let me also extend a Céad Míle Fáilte to our friends and countrymen and women in Armenia and Georgia. St. Patrick's Day is traditionally a time for those of us who are far from home to reconnect with family and friends. This year, it is especially important as we emerge from the shadow of COVID and look forward to being able to travel and meet up in person. But our joy in our freedom to come together in celebration is overshadowed by the tragedy that is taking place not far from us in Ukraine. Our hearts are broken by the images of loss and separation coming to us from that corner of the European continent. So, as we come together, let us think of the millions of Ukrainian people impacted by the senseless conflict, the women and children who are fleeing to safety, and those who are staying behind to defend their homeland. To begin our virtual reception this evening, it is my great honour to introduce an Taoiseach Micheál Martin.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Bulgaria. Benachtína féile pádraig ormh go léir. Tá áthas orm a bheith caint levanúh thar ceann bhuintir na hÉirden, agus lá le pádraig á ceiliúradh going I ngár is a géin. Gach áit inar féidir ló, tá ár muintir ag ach cheangan leis an bobal má gúrd. Ár bobal ag ach cheangal le na chéile, agus éire ag ach cheangal leis an domhan. Mar sin féin, tá scá ár geiliúradh imlíne leis an déan leathas agus rial dlí fí bhagart. I am delighted to be able to speak to you today on behalf of Ireland. Our celebrations this year are tempered by the reminder that democracy and the rule of law can never be taken for granted. And so, this year especially, let St. Patrick's Day be a moment to recall and to extol human fellowship, empathy and solidarity, true values of a republic. For let there be no mistake, this is a decisive moment for democratic freedoms and values everywhere. 100 years ago, our country was taking our first decisions as a sovereign democratic state. An early act on the international stage in 1923 was to join the League of Nations. Multilateralism and international cooperation has shaped who we are from the very start. In 1955, we joined the United Nations. 3 years later, our service as international peacekeepers began. Ireland today has the longest unbroken peacekeeping record of any nation in the world. Peacekeeping is a proud tradition ingrained in our culture. 50 years ago, we voted to join what is now the European Union, a union formed in the ruins of war to create unbreakable bonds of peace across Europe. Our European Union membership has added new rich layers of identity, of belonging and of solidarity. And so, on this St. Patrick's Day, I say with confidence on your behalf, we reassert our unequivocal commitment to democratic and humanitarian values by standing with the people of Ukraine. We again declare our unshakable support for the rule of law. We are one with the people of Ukraine. Their freedom is our freedom. Their struggle is our struggle. Friends, Chuirde, after 2 long years, we are emerging from the COVID-19 pandemic. We have learned a lot about ourselves. We know we are resilient. We've also seen how much each of us depends on the other. We are facing new challenges, but we will face them together and we will prevail. Our people are reconnecting with their communities. Our communities are reconnecting with each other, and Ireland is reconnecting with the world. That spirit of connection will guide us in the coming months. I believe that Irish people everywhere will respond to what is happening in Ukraine with the same energy, compassion and conviction that we have showed during the COVID crisis. We will be tested economically, personally, institutionally, but we will respond as a proud member of the community of democratic nations and as citizens of a republic. I would like to take a moment to pay a special tribute to Irish people across the world for the manner in which you have faced the pandemic. Ireland is immensely proud of how our people at home and abroad responded to the crisis with humanity, selflessness, and generosity. Our healthcare workers, our aid workers, and our peacekeepers all represent our country with great distinction. There are countless examples of our diaspora reaching out the hand of friendship and of care to the more vulnerable members of our community during difficult times. For that, I thank you. Over the past 2 years, the richness of Irish artistic output has kept alive a flame of hope, a welcome reminder of human potential when we felt most powerless. Ireland salutes you all. And now we're all called upon again in a new and terrible crisis. Together, we will rise to this challenge and the other great environmental and security challenges that face the world. We will work in unity to protect and restore international law and the principles of the UN Charter. We will redouble our efforts to ensure peace and stability across our European neighbourhood. We remember those we have lost in the pandemic. We will honour their memory by strengthening our bonds of community and implementing real change that reflects the important and often profound lessons we have learned. Ní neart go cur le chéile. There is no strength without unity, a sentiment that has a special resonance at this time. We stand together and we stand with the international community of democratic nations. We stand for a better world and we stand against autocracy and oppression wherever they appear. We stand with Ukraine. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Fíteach. Gur magat. Now, let me introduce the cultural segment of today's celebration. Irish culture is at the centre of our communities, both at home and abroad. Our creativity is at the heart of who we are as a people, and it has often been through creative expression that we have connected meaningfully with friends around the world. This evening, we bring you a number of performances to showcase Ireland's cultural riches. As we reflect on the families being torn apart by the war in Ukraine, I thought it only right that we begin with a song of the Irish diaspora. Tríona Ní Dhomhnaill is a legendary Irish musician at the centre of the Bothy Band and many other ensembles of the last 50 years. Tonight, she gives us a deeply moving rendition of It's Not in the Morning I Sing My Song.
It's not in the morning I will sing my song, but late in the evening when I think long, when my eyes grow dim and my heart beats light, when I think of old Ireland, I bid goodbye. Oh, I to leave my home and to a foreign land to roam. Then the landlord's knock came unto our door, which leaves me far, far from the Shamrock shore. I had a girl and she was dear to me, and her last words were, "I'll be true to thee." When you are gone, I never shall cease to mourn. I'll wait for you, love, till you return. But I was not long in a foreign land when my girl got wed to another man. This cruel news, it broke my heart in two, for I would die for that Colleen Bun. So do you wonder now when I think long, when I sit in the evening and sing my song, when my heart grows weary with the troubled mind, when I think on the loved ones I left behind.
The harp is recognised worldwide as the official symbol of Ireland. Filmed in spectacular scenery around Carlingford Lough, Harps at the Border was composed by Zoe Conway in memory of Seamus Heaney and is performed for us by a group of young harpists. finally, Riverdance brought Irish dancing to a global audience. In the years since then, it has become very popular throughout the world, including here in Bulgaria. Our last cultural offering was filmed in familiar locations around Sofia and features some fine performances by Tiana Slancheva and Rosen Idealov. That concludes our programme for this evening. I hope it provided a taste of all that Ireland has to offer and that it conveyed a sense of home for our Irish citizens and diaspora. Thank you all for joining our celebration, and I would particularly like to thank our friends across the Bulgarian, Armenian and Georgian governments and society for your collaboration and partnership over the last year. I sincerely look forward to meeting with you all in person very soon. Until then, happy St. Patrick's Day. Chestit Sveti Patrick.